Hello everyone, welcome to the yarn bowl. Today we'll see how to crochet this simple triangle shawl using mandala yarn. This is a one skein yarn project. If you are new to this channel, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon as well so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. So for this project I'm using this mandala yarn, also called as cake yarn. It's 590 yards and it's size 3 yarn. So I love this color, and this you can see the color patterns here, and then I think the shade name is Genie as mentioned in the label. And for this project I'm using a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. So for the foundation row or the row 1, we are going to chain 4 and slip stitch onto the first ring to form a ring. And then for row 2 we are going to chain 3 and we'll be doing 6 double crochets into the ring. So for row 3 we are going to chain 3, turn, and then I will be doing 2 double crochets on the same stitch. So going to work 2 double crochet on the same stitch. So chain 3 is also considered as 1 double crochet. So altogether we have 3 double crochets on the first stitch. And then we are going to work 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet each in the next 2 stitches. So for the next 2 stitches we are going to do 1 double crochets each. So since we are going to form a triangle pattern, this is our middle stitch out of the 7 double crochets. So this is the 4th double crochets or the middle. So we are going to work this differently. So we are going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets. And for the next 2 stitches we are going to work 1 double crochet each. And in the last stitch we are going to work 3 double crochets. So now we are going to start with row 4. We are going to chain 3, turn your work. Chain 3 is considered as 1 double crochet, and then for the chain 1 space we are going to chain 1 and then work 1 double crochet on the same stitch. So idea is we are going to create a double crochet, chain 1 double crochet on the same stitch, and then chain 1, leave 1 or skip 1 stitch and work a double crochet on the next stitch. chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, and then work a double crochet on our V stitch, double crochet. So this is the pattern that we will be following henceforth. So one row we'll work entire double crochet, and the one row we'll work double crochet, chain 1 space. So we are creating a double crochet, chain 1, and then we are going to create another V stitch, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet on the previous row's chain 2 space, then 1 chain, and then double crochet on the previous row's V stitch, that is V double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, work double crochet, chain 1, double crochet on the last stitch. So we are going to work chain 1 and double crochet, chain 1, double crochet on the last stitch. So our triangle is coming up. So for row 5, chain 3, and then turn your work, work 2 more double crochets on the same stitch. Chain 3 is also considered as 1 double crochet, so we are working 3 double crochet on the first stitch, and then work a double crochet on the previous row's chain 1 space, and work a double crochet on the previous row's double crochet, work a double crochet on the previous row's double crochet, chain 1 space, and then work a double crochet on the previous row's double crochet. So we are going to work double crochet on the previous row's chain 1 space and double crochets, meaning that 1 double crochet for each stitch, including our chain 1 spaces. So we are going to work 1 double crochet even on the previous row's chain 1 space. We are going to proceed like that till our V stitch in the middle. And then in the chain 2 space of the previous row we are going to work 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then we are going to work 1 double crochet on each double crochets and chain 1 space of the previous row till the last stitch. So we are going to work 1 double crochet each on the previous row's double crochet as well as previous row's chain 1 spaces until the last stitch, and then in the last stitch we will be working 3 double crochets. So now we are going to proceed with row 2, chain 3, turn your work. Chain 3 is considered as our first double crochet, then chain 1 and then work 1 double crochet on the same stitch. So idea is we are creating double crochet, chain 1 double crochet and then chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet on the next stitch. So similar to row 4, so we are going to work double crochet, chain 1 spaces, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, skip next stitch, work double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, skip next stitch, work double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, skip next stitch, work double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, skip next stitch, work double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, skip next stitch and work a double crochet on the previous row's V stitch, chain 1. So going forward we are going to alternate between this row 5 and row 6 for our entire shawl. So this is what we are going to follow for our entire shawl. Chain 1 and in the previous rows chain 2 space we are going to work double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet on the previous row's V stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet on the next stitch and then chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet on the next stitch, chain 1. Now that we have reached the last stitch, so we are going to work double crochet, chain 1 double crochet on our last stitch, chain 1 and then the last stitch we are going to work double crochet, chain 1 double crochet. That's it, our row 6 is now complete. So now you can see that our triangle pattern is coming up. We are just going to repeat this row 5 and row 6 for our entire shawl. So the center and the edge are going to create the increases. So for row 7 I will be repeating row 5 and then for row 8 I will be repeating row 6. So we are going to repeat row 5 and 6 for our entire shawl and keep working. So now you can see how we are going to work, and so I'm just repeating row 5 and row 6. As you can see, I'm just continuing to work, and I've worked 42 rows, so almost my skein was complete, and I just have a little bit of yarn left. You can see how our pattern has come up. I've worked 42 rows from the foundation row. So the center and the edge are going to create our increases, and I have only this much of yarn left, and I've also used the yarn to create 3 tassels. These are unfinished tassels. So I've used up the same skein to create these 3 tassels too, and I'm going to attach these tassels to the 3 edges. You can see how the color has come up really well with using this cake yarn. So now we can attach our tassels to our edges. I've attached a diamond shaped glass bead to the tassels, and then I'm attaching these tassels through the 3 edges. You can sew them, or you can just crochet and knot them up really tight. Now our mandala yarn triangle shawl, or our one skein shawl, is finished. It is very beautiful, and the tassels add extra cuteness to our project. Please try this at home. It's very easy and beginner friendly. I hope you like it. If you are new to this channel, please do not forget to subscribe to the Yarn Bowl and click on the bell icon. Thanks for watching. Bye.